Learn English with Terti, the life story of Abu Bakr Siddik. Instruction: while you listen, please read silently the story on the screen. Among the most inspiring stories of the Prophet Muhammad's peace be on him companions is the life of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, a man whose faith and devotion continue to amaze generations. From the very first moment the Prophet, peace be upon him, invited him to Islam, Abu Bakr accepted without hesitation, showing the depth of his sincerity and trust in Allah. He was the first adult male to embrace Islam, and throughout his life he became a pillar of support for the Prophet, peace be upon him. Abu Bakr spent his wealth to free oppressed slaves like Bilal ibn Rabah, proving that his love for Allah and his messenger was greater than worldly possessions. His courage was unmatched. He stood firmly beside the Prophet during the dangerous migration to Medina, even risking his life in the cave of Thor, where he calmly reassured the Prophet when enemies were close at hand. His leadership, humility, and unwavering faith made him the first caliph after the Prophet's passing, guiding the Muslim community with justice and compassion. The story of Abu Bakr teaches us that true faith is not only in words, but in sacrifice, trust, and loyalty to Allah and His Messenger, peace be upon him, setting an eternal example of iman and taqwa. Words and their meanings. 1. Faith, iman, complete trust and belief in Allah and His Messenger. 2. Devotion, pingabdian, strong love, loyalty, and dedication to serving Allah and supporting the Prophet. 3. Sacrifice, pengorbanan, giving up wealth, comfort, or even life for the sake of Allah and Islam. 4. Companionship, persahabatan kebersaman, close support, friendship, and loyalty, especially to the Prophet during difficult times. 5. Leadership, kepemimpinan, the ability to guide, protect, and serve people with justice, humility, and responsibility. The followings are questions related to the story. 1. What lesson can we learn from the story of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq's faith and devotion? 2. Who was the first adult male to embrace Islam after the Prophet Muhammad began his mission? 3. How did Abu Bakr support oppressed Muslims like Bilal ibn Rabah? 4. What role did Abu Bakr play during the migration Hijra to Medina? 5. Why is the incident in the cave of Thor a powerful example of Abu Bakr's faith? Well, audiences, that's a life story of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, the Prophet's best companion. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.
Keys to answer the questions. 1. What lesson can we learn from the story of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq's faith and devotion? We learn that true faith requires trust in Allah, sacrifice, and loyalty to His Messenger. 2. Who was the first adult male to embrace Islam after the Prophet Muhammad began his mission? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. 3. How did Abu Bakr support oppressed Muslims like Bilal ibn Rabah? He used his wealth to free slaves such as Bilal. 4. What role did Abu Bakr play during the migration, Hijra, to Medina? He accompanied the Prophet, protecting and supporting him on the journey. 5. Why is the incident in the cave of Thor a powerful example of Abu Bakr's faith? Because he stayed calm and reassured the Prophet when enemies were near, showing trust in Allah's protection.